This is Kuhn Cassius for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by. Do you relate to Santa Claus or not? No, you're not, are
I'm one of his helpers.
you? One of the elves.
No, no, no. That's we got plenty of elves here. I mean, I'm one. I'm a shop steward.
Um, Frank, yeah, we're nearly closing out 2025. Um, yeah, what's your plans over Christmas anyway?
Me, I am home. For the first year, we're not all together, all our family. I've got one of my sons and grandchildren. His wife, they're off. They're in Barbados. My youngest one's in Australia, um, and Francis is off with his in-laws because that happens now. They've one year to us and
Yeah.
so forth. And so my daughter's staying with, she's coming over, so it's going to be a little bit quiet. So we'll all try and catch up though, over in the next few weeks afterwards in the new year. So that's it. That's it. But I'm looking forward to it. It's nice, lovely time of the year for families, and it'll be good. And I'll be going football as well. There's a couple of matches. Arsenal, I think there's one on the 27th, one on the 30th. So I'll be doing some of that as well. What about you? What are you up to?
Well, I've my daughter on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Boxing Day actually. So, yeah, as they say, the old cliche, Christmas is for kids. It is for kids, isn't it? It's
It is. Yeah, of course it is.
get
And
older.
grand and grandkids
And grandkids, I ain't now. I ain't nowhere near that yet, Frank, to be
and
fair.
great grandkids.
You've got great grandkids as well.
Won't be long. Yeah.
Ending, ending. Um, right, right. A few things that we'll go over, but Frank, I just want to like a little recap on the year. So I'm going to ask you some kind of direct questions. You can go into it as much as you want about 2025, right?
Long.
So for you, who was your fighter of 2025?
It's very difficult asking me that. I've got to think the guy who looking where he's come from, what he's done, has got to be Fabio. Because no amateur experience and he's world heavyweight champion and on a bona fide basis. He beat a guy who was number two to Usyk uh, and was a big favourite going into that fight. So I think he had a tremendous year. The game of the Hooney fight, he done brilliantly, and I'll take my hat off to him.
Yeah, I think Fabio's story is so unique in boxing. It just doesn't happen, does it? The fact that,
No.
I know it's all the old cliche of him having very limited experience before pro boxing, those four white collar fights, etc. But for his situation to be now as WBO
It's,
heavyweight
it's an
champion,
amazing,
it's
it's an
amazing.
amazing
Yeah,
journey, yeah.
yeah,
And you think, and like Nick Ball had a brilliant, brilliant year. Look at Nick. I mean, again, you look at his background, where he's come from. Yeah, they're real good, quality, tough fighters. I mean, they're exciting fighters, exciting fighters. Look at some of the youngsters coming through. That they've done brilliantly as well.
right. Let's get a bit more tricky. Who is your aside from yourself, so you've got to take yourself out of this equation. Who was the promoter of 2025 if you're going to take you out of the equation? Because I don't think it's fair to put you in into this question.
I don't think it's fair to put me in. George.
Yeah,
Serious. He does.
yeah,
He,
okay,
he does.
yeah,
He does. He does a
yeah,
lot of the business here. I mean, look at what he does. He does it brilliantly. Yeah, and
yeah.
I don't know whether he likes to be called a promoter or not. His Excellency, obviously.
Turkey, yeah,
But that's I would say that. But looking at what this year and our fighters and where we are and so forth. Yeah, that's it.
yeah. I
Team
think,
effort here. We got,
yeah,
I'm up front. They push me up front and do all that. I mean, but we got a fabulous crew here at Queensbury. They're really good, all of them, what they do.
mm. What was your fight of 2025 personally to you?
Bloody, that's a tough one. There's been so many bloody good fights, haven't they? I mean, go on, you have to mention some fights to me, and because you know it is at my age, I'll sort of say one, then I'll forget. Oh no, what about the other one? I mean, there's been some brilliant fights. I mean, for dramatic fights, Fabio's two fights, so dramatic.
The
Coming
Hooley
from
one was
behind.
particularly where
Oh,
he, the Justice Hooley and Fabio fight, where he was
unbelievable. He was behind in his
behind. Yeah,
in front of his own crowd, and he was behind with against Joe Parker, but again pulled it out of the bag and got caught. And he takes a shot as well.
yeah.
Takes a shot.
There's loads. There are loads, to be honest with you.
There are. I mean, you can go through them all. You look at them, and uh, there've been some fabulous shows. I mean, really great shows. We got some great ones coming up, which we'll talk about.
Right. Who's your biggest plonker of 2025?
God help us, that's a big. I'm
I
not
don't have
sure.
to.
I mean, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
knew this one would be difficult, probably more
Who's
difficult.
my biggest plonker at 2025? Um, Chris Eubanks Jr., all that nonsense with the hospital and all that nonsense about ambulances. I mean, get on with it. No one's interested.
All right. Anything surprised you in 2025, or any fighter surprised you, or kind of, you know,
Um, who surprised me? No, I've got to tell you. I mean, I just think some of these youngsters are just been so bloody. There's so many of them. I mean, we've got such a good roster of young fighters. Look at young Royston. What he's done. I look at Liam Davis coming back. He's got a tough fight up, against Zach Miller. That's a good fight up there. I look at Jack Turner, who's been a good signing for us. I mean, who's an exciting young kid. Andrew Kane, who's got a final limit. I mean, I could keep going on and on about Willie Hutchinson. He had a good fight, didn't he? Him and Josh Buatsi was a really good fight. Um, it's so many, and I don't want to be rude and like I forgot anybody because we got quite a few, but yeah, I think it's been. I think Queensland's had a brilliant year, and I think most of our fighters, even if you've lost the fight, you're still part of the team, and we're still moving with you.
um, well, we'll talk about kind of Moses Itauma, Frank. He's not yet 21, about to turn 21 very shortly.
Yeah,
But I mean, this year's been it's been a great year for Moses. And like I said, he's still 20 years old, Frank. I mean, it's just
he's a
yeah,
baby.
he's a baby.
For
Yeah.
heavyweight, he's a baby. You look where he's at. I mean, how many take Mike Tyson out, and how many fighters have been ranked number one by governing bodies at that age
Mm.
as a heavyweight? None, none. And it's amazing where he's at and what he's done. And he's got a tough fight. He's got a tough fight on the 24th against Jermaine Franklin. It is a tough fight. He's had double the amount of fights he's had, never been stopped, and he fancies it, and he's training for it. He's got time to get ready for this fight. It's not a gimme at all, and it's a fabulous card. With the other six title fights on there.
Frank, with Moses, is it important that we don't get, not, it's not about getting carried away, but he's 20 years old, and I know there's a lot of pressure now built this year on Moses. Everyone is expecting big things, but at some point, just chill out, let him progress, and let him kind of learn his craft as well.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, he's in the gym all the time, so that's where you learn your trade. The fights are obviously what you're training for. And he only had a couple of fights last year.
Yeah.
He had an injury, and I'd like to see him be a bit more busy, but that'll happen, please God, this year. Sorry, next year, 2026. Yeah, you've got to just take our time. We're not in a peeing contest. It's all about making the right moves at the right time for him.
Which I'm sure will come. And like I said, Franklin seems to be kind of the next step in his progression. We know Dillian White couldn't stop him, Joshua couldn't stop him. So, yeah, we'll see a little
Yes,
bit
that's what
more.
I'm saying. The guy's a solid guy.
Um, all right, Frank, just we'll come on to your kind of upcoming shows coming up in January in just a second. But just a recap from the weekend. Did you watch AJ and Jake Paul? What were your What were your thoughts,
Yeah, I
Frank?
watched it when I woke up. I watched it, and what did I think? It was what I thought would happen. I mean, he's a big guy against a little guy who's got limited experience, who's not a bona fide heavyweight fighter, not got the ring, the ring experience that AJ's got, and I just surprised it went so long. But I was surprised because I thought that Jake won the fourth round.
Okay. So you saying you are surprised it went 6 rounds
Yeah, I
or
am.
five and
Yeah,
a bit rounds?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. But ultimately, Joshua wasn't really going to win in this situation, was he? If he'd
Well, he
got in
did. Of
that.
course, he was going to win. He walked away with some serious money.
No, I meant
That's what.
from.
Well, yeah, but that's
That's
what
not
it
what I
is.
meant.
Yeah, but I know what you do. I know you didn't mean that. But the fact of the matter is, anyone who doesn't think it was anything more than a money making exercise is got. What are they, stupid? They got in there and they went in there for the money. That's what the two of them got together. It was a freak show. That's what it was. People. That's what you paid for. What do you expect to happen? And what, they actually think that Jake was going to, think this guy who's only had 12 fights against, the opposition he's had is going to beat a guy who's two-time world champion. He's not 58 years of age like Mike Tyson, who's been spending the last 25 years being the best customer of his cannabis farm. He's like, what they're doing is what it was is what it was.
Yeah.
It's just what he didn't have the experience. Weren't big enough, wasn't strong enough, and he wouldn't be. And maybe if he'd have fought a cruiserweight champion, he might have had a bit more of a chance. But he's gained limited experience. And having said that, I keep saying about Fabio how well he's done, who had no experience at all. But the difference between them, Fabio is a big, solid puncher. He's obviously a heavyweight, but he's a solid, big, hurtful puncher. And Jake's not. Jake couldn't, Jake weren't going to put a dent in him. Although he caught him with a couple, he caught him with a good right hand and a couple of jabs. So that's what you paid for. All these people sitting, this is disgusting for boxing. It's not, it wasn't boxing. It would have been sanctioned in the UK. I mean, it wouldn't have been sanctioned for a title fight or anything with any of the governing bodies. It was on in Florida because they allow that stuff. It was on in Texas. And it was done for a reason. It was done for money. And it made a lot of money. It made a lot of money for both of them. And, these two guys got in the ring. They knew what it was about. He's walked away with, was it two fractures of his jaw and a massive bank balance.
Frank, if an opportunity came up from one of your heavyweights to earn not that kind of money, but kind of a
How are you
severe
going to
amount
tell
of
somebody
money,
no?
yeah,
How are you going to tell somebody no? What am I saying to a fight? No, don't fight. Listen, you're going to fight this YouTube guy, for example. You're going to fight this guy and you're going to get 25 million or 30 million.
yeah,
Or your next fight, and by the way, he's only had 10 fights. Or you're going to fight Moses or you're going to fight Tyson
yeah,
and you're going to get 5 million. They'd have something wrong with them if they said they're not going to do it, wouldn't they?
yeah, of course,
So come on, that's what it is. And that's, why do these footballers going out to Saudi Arabia? Because they're getting truckload of money.
yeah.
Young, like Tony, Ivan Tony, young guy going out there. Why? Because they're getting paid 400 grand a week,
Yeah,
tax free. I mean, come
I
on.
know, I
So,
know.
people have different expectations. You can say, oh, but what about that? What about their heritage and what they're going to leave behind, their legacies and all these sort of things. But you know,
Don't pay the bills.
it don't pay the bills, and boxing's not football or any sport like that. You get punched in the head.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. So they're not in it. They're not in it for pats on the back, are they? They're in it obviously to secure their families' kind of future and themselves, etc., financially. So that's the name of the game.
And I think as far as AJ's concerned, he's been there, done it, and he's probably at a stage now where you know, it's risk and reward, isn't it? That there weren't a lot of risk as I mean, obviously it's a risk for any fight, but there was no risk as to say fighting a Fabio, which is a fight I'd love to make, or fighting a Moses.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um, Frank, the Ring magazine did report around a week ago that Fury Joshua, something's happening there. I don't know the exact context, but they reported that that could be on again for 2026. Is there anything you can make comment on those reports?
Not really. Tyson's on away at the moment. He's on holiday, and whether it's very simple to fight for the fight to happen. Tyson said what his expectations are, and if they're met, he'll fight.
Hmm. But before anything with Joshua, do you expect Fury to be back in the first kind of 6 months
No,
of
I don't.
2026?
It's all about money. It's the same. It's the same. It's about money. It's about money. There's this sport is, or the sport. What's happened because of boxing. You got these guys like YouTubers, whatever you want to call them, or they're famous from other things. Although to be fair to Jake is a bona fide professional boxer. He's licensed and he fight, and he trains as such. But they're all in there, and some of that stuff's changed the expectation levels of what fighters think or what they want to get.
Yeah, so I'll say it is a changing game in that respect, isn't it, Frank, over the last 2 years? What
Yeah.
people were, yeah, well, reality versus expectation, I suppose.
But then when one of the guys get beat, how are they going to come back?
Yeah.
You know, and for AJ or Tyson, yeah, they'll get in there, they'll do the business, but they obviously have the number in their head what's going to take to do it now.
Would you safely say if it doesn't happen in 2026, we can kind of,
Anything can happen, can't it? If it's going to happen, it should happen sooner rather than later. Because if it doesn't happen, and they say, right, in 5 years' time, or 6 years, or 10 years' time, well, let's go and do it. It's not the same fight, is it?
yeah.
It's not the same fight because they'll be older, and they won't be the fighters that they were.
Lawrence Okoli
Good
had
win.
a win on Sunday night, it was,
Yeah.
out in Nigeria. Frank and I spoke to you about this before, but obviously Okoli and um, Itauma was ordered from the WBC. I mean, I did say we said, or I said that that was unrealistic to kind of happen, if you like. What is there been any more further conversation regarding that?
No conversations because he's fighting on the 24th of January at the Co-op Arena against Jermaine Franklin, against a guy who's never been stopped, who's had double the amount of fights that he's had. He's only got two losses on his record against AJ and against Dillian White. A lot of people thought that he won the fight against Dillian White, whatever, but it was close. And AJ couldn't stop him, who we see as a big, big puncher.
Yeah,
So this is a big, big moment for Moses. So let's wait till that's done that fight, then we'll make the decision
yeah,
as to where we go with him and with Lawrence, who are both promoted by Queensbury.
yeah. Hamzah Sheeraz, Frank. Um, Obviously Diego Pacheco had a win recently as well. So what is the situation there? Because originally it was Shiraz and Billy that was ordered. Has that changed now to Pacheco and
No, they've both been ordered. It's two different governing bodies. They've
right?
ordered it, and we're and I like the Pacheco fight. That's the one I really like to see.
And
I
I'm
fancy.
assuming that's an easy fight to make as well, isn't it?
We'll see again. It's like again, it's the same thing. But um, I like to make it for two reasons. One, because I like the fight for Hamza, and two, it's a matchroom fighter against Queensbury.
And you fancy your chances against any matchroom fighter, don't you, Frank?
I fancy that the chances, or fancy Hamza's chances in the fight. It's a good fight.
What's the harder fight for you? Pacheco and Billy?
They're different. They're different styles.
Yeah.
I think he wins both of them, Hamza. But I like the Pacheco fight.
Yeah, I think everyone agree that Pacheco is that's the fight
Yeah.
to see. But as in a date for Hamza, because it was touted that he possibly could be fighting in February. That's not a given then that he's going to fight in February.
That's the date we'd like. He's in training now. He's training,
Yeah.
so that's the date we would like. Yeah.
All right. All right. You've got Ajit Kabayel obviously coming up on the 10th
Yeah.
of January,
It's
where
another one.
tickets have absolutely like
Sold
gone
out.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, sold out. So that's a good show in Germany. I mean, but Germany's got a great, always was a great country for boxing. I've done a lot of stuff over there over the years with Peter Cole, when he's Universal days, and we done some great fights. A lot of Brits took a lot of Brits over there to fight, and we were taking Joe Kawasaki out there amongst many others. And yeah, I'm delighted with the response from the fans, and I think we'll be doing regular shows over there now.
Yeah, I was going to ask that because we saw from the press conference that was a crazy press conference turnout, wasn't it? It was it was almost like it was a fight night happening at the press conference. There was so many people there. So that's
Yeah.
something you want to continue in
Oh, we
2026.
will do. Yeah, we will
Yeah.
do. And it'll be spearheaded by Edgy, who's a very good fighter.
Will you be watching a new A rank on the 27th coming up now?
Yeah, of course I'll be watching it. I'll be watching that, and I want to make sure that hopefully Nick Ball comes through, and I believe he will on the 7th of February against Brandon Figueroa, which is a tough fight.
That is a tough fight actually against
It's
Figueroa.
not, you know,
Yeah.
it's a very tall guy, different disparity in the heights and that, but that's Nick sort of does well against tall guys, and if he comes through that, I'd like to see him fight Anui.
Again, that's a fight that's been talked about for a couple of years now, Frank.
Brilliant fight,
We know Nick
brilliant
really
fight.
fancies that fight, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he does, but he's got to focus on this one, which he will do. And that's a good card up in Liverpool. That'll sell out as well. That'll do well. You know, as you mentioned earlier, got the one on the 24th in Manchester, our Magnificent Seven show. I mean, what a card that is. Fabulous card. I think we've only got a couple of thousand tickets left, so
Yeah,
that'll be.
I was talking to someone about that, and you've done a remarkable amount of tickets for that, Frank.
Yeah,
Somebody told me the other day. I was actually not surprised, but they said how many tickets had actually been
going to be the
sold.
first time a
Sold.
place is
Yeah,
sold out for boxing. Yeah,
yeah, unbelievable.
yeah. So I'm delighted for that. I'm delighted. It's good starts of the year, and we've got some other stuff that we're going to announce, which everyone's going to love.
Yeah. Oh,
There you
uh,
go.
we'll we'll look forward to it. Frank, have you got any things you want to kind of chuck in before we finish?
No, I just think it's been a fabulous year for boxing. We've had a great. Queensbury's had a really, really good year. You know, most of our guys have come through. The ones that haven't, they'll be back again next year. And you know, it's just been a fabulous 2025. And boxing keeps evolving, evolving. It's getting bigger and bigger. And it's been fabulous working with the Zone. You know, our first 9 months with the Zone have been brilliant. And we're going to kick off with the shows we just mentioned for 2026. So we're hitting the ground running. So we're delighted. We're going to have another big year, and I just hope that this fight with Tyson and AJ gets over the line because it's a fight that's been on the boil and been spoken about for many, many years now. And I'd just like to see that done and dusted, and end the debate who's the best out of the two of them, which we all know is Tyson.
Any development with Joseph Parker, Frank?
No, that's going to just have to run the course as it does with these things.
Okay. All right, no problem. I'm sure you'll keep us updated on that.
And I want to thank yourself and all the other guys who help us promote and sell these shows, and thank your viewers, even the trolls. I hope they'll get a new pop noodle for Christmas, and they get their when their mum comes up, they don't find that old towel under their beds, and have a happy and a lovely new year.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, listen, Merry Christmas to yourself, your family, and obviously the whole of Queensbury, Frank, as well. Yeah, everyone's excited for 2026. I think 2026 is going to
Big
be a
year
big
for
year. Yeah,
Queensbury, big year for boxing. Great fights on the Zone, not to be missed, mate. Not to be missed.
yeah. Still, still miss that you don't really beef with anyone anymore, Frank. You don't, you know,
Well,
no
I'm
one
old
gets
man
your
now. I
blood
can't
pressure
do
up
they,
that high anymore.
listen. They'll take advantage of me. I'm an old man. They sort of. I'm struggling a bit with all these youngsters. You know that.
Well, listen, you don't look like you're going anywhere yet, so yeah.
Well, there's a couple of people in white coats outside waiting for me. So let's see.
Frank Warren, thank you very much. Merry Christmas and
Thank you, Neil, son. Be good.
Happy New Year, and no doubt.
Let's hope our team does it.
Yeah, we're playing tonight against Crystal Palace in the cup, and then
Yeah.
Saturday we're playing again. So
We let that goal difference slide. Now we haven't got that anymore. They've crept up on us. Got
and Villa are up there as well at the moment, Frank.
Well, do you know? I think it's not based off the last 12 matches. They would be 4 points clear of everybody. Told. So they won't.
You've
They'll
got
have
to
a
give
run.
it to Villa. What they're doing at the
He's a good
moment is
manager.
incredible. Yeah,
Emery's a good manager.
yeah. Well, listen, a long way to go anyway, Frank. So we'll have many more, you know, moments before May's out. So we'll see.
Be good
Have you got a seat for me on Saturday, Frank? I want to come and sit right next to you.
on Saturday.
Yeah. Who we
Let me
got?
have a look. I'll have a look.
Have a look.
I'll,
Let me know if you have, Frank.
I'll let you know.
I want to sit next to you because
I'll
you
bring.
normally
You,
you
you might
sit
have.
behind me, Frank, and I can't.
You,
You know,
yeah, slap you around the back of it. Now, come on Saturday and I'll sort out some cold turkey for you.
top man.